What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 100 and Ryan Newman of the Always Race Day podcast presented by the Karl Auto Group. I'm Connor Ferguson here with Josh Olmstead and Caleb Sluha. We're about to dive into NASCAR penalties, dirt racing cancellations, the whole 9 yards from what's been going on this week in racing. But first, I want to thank Karl Auto Group for supporting us, sponsoring this podcast, being our presenting sponsor here at Always Race Day. Couldn't do it without those guys. Really appreciate what they do. You guys ready to go? I have my Dallas Stars jersey on. We're recording this before really anything gets going with Flow Racing Night in America. Obviously, before the Dallas Stars game, you don't tell someone to stay home from church so that we can record a podcast. That's like me with hockey games. Got to watch them all.
Playoff hockey hits different.
I didn't know we were up to 139 episodes of the podcast already.
He's more famous for his number 12, and is he not?
In my generation or my time, I would say he's more famous for the 39.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Jeez.
I just had to throw the wrench in there.
That's fair. He was named to the greatest 75 drivers today, so I figured it was fitting that we threw him on there. Kyle Larson.
I missed that.
I could go through and track it and see who's on it, but I think I gave my opinions on the list enough that it'll just turn. Everyone just complains with the next guy that comes out. They're like, well, here's another mediocre guy that's going to be on the list because I think this guy's not that good. And it's like, man.
Well,
at this point, I'm just confused. Like, I'm confused at like when, where, why, how. Like, they're doing this. It's just kind of like
Casey Kane on his birthday. They're doing Ryan Newman for our 112th episode. So I mean, there's just days that consist with it.
There you go, I guess.
But yeah, have you guys? Big part of this episode. Have you guys ever heard of NASCAR Wings?
Before today, no.
I can't say before yesterday.
Yeah, so I texted these guys. I was looking for lunch the other day, and randomly I just saw it pop up like an ad for NASCAR Wings. I have no clue where these came from. You remember the NASCAR like chocolate candy bars that were like in the shapes of cars that you get at like Easter?
Oh yeah.
They were wrapped with the paint schemes. Yeah, those always slapped. So why the hell would NASCAR Wings be bad? So I just ordered 10 honey garlic ones over DoorDash right before we started. So about 30 minutes from now, I won't eat on the camera, but I will taste it, and I'll let you guys know what I think.
Enjoy your Giordano's.
It says it's next to the Buffalo Wild Wings, so it's like I don't really understand the concept. I would assume.
Now that makes more sense. So are you going to be able to recognize Buffalo Wild Wings wings?
The honey garlic, yeah, I might.
But like you'll be able to tell if it's a Buffalo Wild Wings.
My biggest complaint is they don't have boneless. And you can call them chicken nuggets. I don't care. That doesn't offend me. I'd rather eat a chicken nugget. They're easier to eat, especially while I'm podcasting. So if you're getting,
I hear you.
That tape. But
I'm surprised. Huh, very interesting. Then yeah, it must not be that, but it probably is Buffalo Wild Wings. You were probably getting Buffalo Wild Wings.
Which is completely fine, but
I don't like
to look cool at the very least.
I don't like that you buy so like there's other ones too on DoorDash where like you're gonna get like best chicken in the country, but you order Tender Shack, and it's literally like gas station chicken. Like they just go to a come and go and pick it up. And
I will tell you that NASCAR's in Talladega this weekend, as are the World of Outlaws Case Late models. Go down and see them if you're at Talladega. It should be a hell of a show at that track. I love that track. The best fried chicken you'll ever have in your life, just go to a gas station near Talladega Superspeedway. All of them have fried chicken for sale. It's the best chicken you'll have.
Very interesting.
Bearing a major upset from NASCAR Wings tonight.
I'm telling you, it's not. You're getting Buffalo Wild Wings.
You don't have to rain on my parade. This is going to be a fun review we were doing.
I was going to say, this was all just a nice little setup to tie in.
I told Caleb before the show we could have the DoorDashers race.
Yeah, we don't have one around here though, unfortunately. So,
Then like
ooh,
the loser has to leave like a 5-star review.
No matter how
Like a
shit they
length,
are.
yeah, like a real lengthy review about how well you.
there.
It's hard to be a bad DoorDasher. It really is. Like, there's no
Okay, I
expectation on time.
You'd be surprised.
You just leave it at the door, like the food is not dove into.
I have a couple questions. So
This could go many, many ways.
their official driver for the NASCAR refuel is Noah Gregson wearing a colleague uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have this picture of this mac and cheese bacon burger as their slider, and that absolutely looks like Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh, see, mine did not offer that. There's no nachos on the menu, no boneless wings.
There's also
Just a
one of the
bone-in
other banner
combo with
things
fries.
is a hot dog.
I mean, from the people that make Martinsville, I would trust them making hot dogs.
Dude, you're so gonna be upset
Caleb,
when
I,
when you quickly
Caleb,
realize that
You're being a
NASCAR,
negative Nancy.
you're raining on my parade. You're doing what I do
because
with F1.
it's not the people that make the Martinsville hot. It's literally Buffalo Wild Wings.
No shit. Yeah, we've explained that. Go
Yes.
on.
But he's
The-
not going to be disappointed with it.
No, you're directly influencing my review now. I'm going to unbiasedly love it.
That's great. I'm glad. No, my point just is like it. They're very much not the people that are making your Martinsville hot dogs. Like,
I will never be upset about getting Buffalo Wild Wings as a surprise.
Yeah. Oh no.
okay, so no, they wait a second now. They had so on the banner they had the burger and the hot dog and all that. This is the menu: 6 or 10 bone-in wings. You can choose your flavor. Sides, fries, desserts, chocolate chip cookie.
Oh yeah, there was a cookie available too.
Like beverages, Coke, Diet Coke, or Sprite, or
I was
bottled
expecting
water.
like a sunrise margarita on there or something. I didn't even get that.
I,
Well, if you're
wings,
opening it,
fries, and
I'm
more.
sorry that I made you speechless, but if you're opening at 9 o'clock, then I expect you can make me a sunrise. I don't even know what goes
Wings,
into that. But
fries,
if
and
you presented
more.
a
But
drink to me before the hour of 2 o'clock p.m. local time and said this is a sunrise margarita, I
I'm
would like.
very.
Caleb, you're too offended by this. It bothers you too much.
Because
I explained to you what you're looking at, and you were still surprised about it.
if on your
I'm not getting
website,
your grasp on this situation.
if on your website you have a picture of a burger, you would think you would sell
It's
burgers.
probably a different station or a yet to come thing.
This is just on their normal, their
Maybe
basic
they're
website.
maybe their basic website's headquarters out of North Carolina. So maybe there's some burgers that you can get at North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm not putting out of the realm of possibility that there's a Wingstop
But if there was
converted
burgers that you
into a
could have in North
NASCAR
Carolina,
storage.
like that's their menu. That's their menu.
Yeah.
Like
There's so many things. There's so many restaurants in your area that I've DoorDashed where they have pictures of stuff, then they definitely don't have it as an option to DoorDash.
I don't know what you're
Dude, the
thinking. You're
local
gonna like get
Perkins
me by
doesn't
that,
have
but
my favorite skillet listed, so I went and got Village Inn a week ago when I was sick.
I want to see. It
That was
looks
weeks
almost
ago.
looks like there's one in Davenport. Why would there be one in Davenport but not in Cedar Rapids?
Now you're being an elitist with the cities you live in.
Orland Park, Springfield, and Lombard.
Caleb, I'm sorry, the fan vote that we send out after each podcast is going to come back really negative for you this week, I think. You're going to need
That's all right.
We're gonna be the
I
reason that like reviews for NASCAR Wings is skyrocketed.
if you're from NASCAR and this was your idea and you're listening, I appreciate you. Thank you for trying. Caleb,
if you're from
So-
thank you so
NASCAR,
much.
if you're from NASCAR and you're listening, don't put a delivery only restaurant burgers, dogs, and more when you don't have burgers or dogs or more.
Caleb, it's the maiden voyage. You don't start a restaurant with 5-star everything.
Okay, I'm gonna start a restaurant then, and I'm gonna offer like a Lamborghini, and then we're just not going to sell Lamborghinis, but it's going to generate.
If you started a restaurant and the first ad preview on the restaurant's website was buy this Lamborghini, I don't know how many people would go to the next page.
You don't need to.
Damn, yeah, it doesn't look like I have a NASCAR Wings here, so.
No, I just told you where they were.
I'm a
Why are you?
Oh.
I'm a
You
suburban.
people aren't listening tonight.
Because you're going on this rant
You
session about NASCAR Wings and why you hate them.
You've been on a long rant and you didn't listen to a word we said in the first 10
I am listening. I'm listening. You guys are just wrong.
I read the menu to you and you went, "What do you mean that's all that's on there?" I said the words, "That's all that's on there."
I'm just saying. Then you
My
shouldn't
first
advertise that
complaint
you
was
have
they
other
didn't have
things.
boneless wings. You thought they were just going to appear with a cheeseburger?
Yes, if you have a picture of a cheeseburger
They
and
don't even have boneless wings.
if you say that you sell a cheeseburger and give me a picture of a cheeseburger with Kraft mac and cheese on it, I expect you to
You're
sell
really
such.
going after Kraft mac and cheese too, man.
I'm not going after Kraft mac and cheese. I'm just saying that's what it's.
Got a carb load.
So Caleb's the hostile one for this episode.
Yeah, you got a carb load before the weekend of a big hockey trip. I'm throwing down 2 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese.
I love hockey. When can I go to a hockey game?
That I plan.
We were just at one.
And I'm not allowed to go again.
You just made it seem like it's been a while. We
Yeah,
were
that's
just
like,
at
when
one
can I
Saturday.
get a PS5? You have one downstairs. Yeah, but I want to open it. Like it's not the same. I want another one.
Yeah.
Great comparison.
Anywho, so Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, hockey's the best sport. If you guys are on the YouTube.
Besides racing.
Big Dallas game tonight. Yeah, that's fair. Depends on. This is what I say. This is because this is the freaking list thing again. Depends what time of year it is.
Playoff hockey beats all playoffs across any sport.
It does. It absolutely does. There's nothing that tops it. Tonight there's a
the
playoff
energy
hockey
is
game
just.
that I'm going
This
to
is
watch.
coming from a guy who's watched hockey for one season.
It's fair.
Me?
That doesn't even matter. Like
I've been invested in hockey for 3 years.
And by invested, he means he's lost a lot of money on a sports betting app.
Why don't you text
No,
me?
hockey, I make good money.
Text me. I can help you with picks on hockey. I'm decent.
I have Kane's money line and Bruins money line right now. I parlayed them together.
Because we have to bet 8 times a night, otherwise we get the shakes.
Canes are up 1-0.
Yeah, Kane's up 1-0.
Yeah.
We get the shakes if we don't have a more.
Parlayed.
Oh, I like the way you roll.
We're just gonna have to cut out the whole intro.
No, I think this is fine. You just got to stop being so bitchy.
Listen.
No, it depends what time of year it is. Tonight's Wednesday. I'm going to watch the crap out of a playoff hockey game in a sec. But earlier today, the dominating story of my day has been that Knoxville is being forced to cancel the World of Outlaws weekend. Not the track, not from a certain party. Don't get mad at anybody. If you're getting mad, you're dumb. Things break when it's this cold. The temps were going to get down to the 30s on both Friday and Saturday. So they canceled it before teams started making treks all the way out here. How that affects next week's high limit race at Burlington, I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll figure that out when we cross the bridge to get there, I suppose. But that part of the season sucks. That news stinks. But I got playoff hockey tonight, and I'm excited as hell for it.
Yeah, the weather situation is really unfortunate because it is supposed to get really cold, and from my experience of having to make those tough decisions with traveling series, like I can tell you, the teams and the drivers and the crews really appreciate that it's being done early.
And you think about when you get a race sold sponsorship wise, and they had Extreme powered by Mediacom sponsoring the weekend. When you get a package sponsored like that, and you have to throw it away,
it sucks. It sucks.
No one wants to do that. So the people that act like this is like they're saving money. They're not saving any money. That's the World of Outlaws weekends at Knoxville Raceway and the Knoxville Nationals are the top 3 money makers of the season.
I mean, the only way they could be saving money is by not putting on the show and then like nobody shows up because it's so cold,
Yeah,
which
or they could have a NASCAR Cup race.
is feasible. Yeah, that too. But it's always a tough decision, but I can tell you I'm sure that the drivers and the crew and everybody appreciates not going there to have it, canceled or be on the way and have it canceled or be there and just be miserable. And unfortunately, our weather is just not getting to spring. We get these little flashes of spring, but
It
we're just
literally
not there.
hailed today.
Yeah, so like here it was like 40 something this morning. It got all the way up to like mid 60s and now we're supposed to go back down. So it's just been a crazy spring so far and unfortunately those decisions have to be made.
Absolutely. Let's move on here to Corey LaJoy on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90. If you're an XM guy like my dad is. Uh, he was talking about his stuff with Kyle Busch and the aggressive driving, purposely wrecking, stuff like penalties like that. He said Busch got into him once, and he was kind of ticked, and Busch got into him again, and he's more ticked, and he got into him a third time, and he's like, all right, well, that's it. And the next time Busch tried to drive down there like that, he tried to take his left rear and make contact with the right front of Kyle Busch's car. Busch saved it rather than spinning out like LaJoy thought would happen, and then wrecked Corey LaJoy. LaJoy's crew chief came on the radio and told him to go wreck Kyle. And basically, he was like, "Well, if he hadn't said anything, if it's not premeditated, NASCAR's not going to do anything." So he basically told his crew chief, and he's open about this. This is what he said on the video clip. I basically told his crew chief, like, don't say anything like that. I'll go handle it myself. But, don't tell me to go do that because it only makes it look worse to NASCAR in the current way that they're penalizing people, and we'll get into that in a sec. But he mentions after that he thinks Carson Hocevar is sitting out this weekend. So just said it sounded like he heard it through the grapevine or whatever that saying is. NASCAR is not suspending him. That's officially out. That they put the penalty report out. Carson Hocevar was not a part of it. I don't. Was it on purpose or what? Do we even have a definitive answer?
I mean, I think at this point there's only a couple people that know the real answer to that. One would be Carson Hocevar, one would be the guy that reads the data, and the other would be God. Um, I I would think if he did that on purpose, NASCAR. Well, let me go back. At this point, I don't think NASCAR would have suspended him because they already punished him. So I think it's stupid to punish him during the race and then also go back and suspend somebody. I think that's just a good thing to do is like you don't punish them twice for the same crime. Um, but yeah, I mean they haven't suspended him. That we would have thought that would have came by now for sure. So maybe it's the team electing to do it, and if the team elects to sit him out for a week, then you would assume that the team knows what happened. So I guess we'll have to see
Why are
what
you
happens.
speaking cryptically about it? That would mean he wrecked him on purpose. That would mean he
I,
just left hooked the guy.
I the only thing, like I said the other night,
From
is
the
if the
NASCAR
tire
Thunder 1-2.
if the tire was already starting to go down and he couldn't control it, then that I understand. But yeah, I mean, I definitely seemed that he wrecked him on purpose.
This reflects on your entire career. Now I'm echoing, and it's Kale. There we go. That fixed it. I don't know what that was. I was hearing my own voice. But like my dad still like when I bring up, I'm like, so do you still hate Hamlin? He goes, yeah, he wrecked Chase. Stupid. Like people remember like stuff like this, so it's obviously a little different, but we'll see.
Right.
how they handle that going forward and everything like that. Other NASCAR stuff from today, Austin Dillon was penalized. Let me get the proper wording because I will screw it up. And I'm now logged out of my account, which is awesome. Big shout out tonight to Dawson from Open Wheel Updates. Give them a follow on Twitter. He's doing our updates for the Castrol Flow Racing Night in America late model race tonight. Volunteered to do it, so I brought in an update ringer. I think that's the least cool news I could ever share on a podcast, but Dawson's awesome. I love the kid, so show him some love. Tell him thank you if you're listening. Appreciate him more than anyone knows. Austin Dillon penalized 60 points, 5 playoff points, along with a $75,000 fine and a 2-race crew chief suspension due to illegal underwing assembly mounting and underwing assembly hardware.
And to explain all this, let's bring in Larry McReynolds. Larry?
We don't have a Larry.
Did you? I thought you were in charge of booking him this week.
Yeah, we bumped them because of the Stars playoffs. We could have gotten him. I had to talk to him.
Can't afford for him to go on forever.
Yeah, our bad. My bad. I forgot to tell you.
Oh man. Yeah, one of my friends had mentioned like seems to be a lot of penalties from parts that are supposed to be, all supplied the same. My question is though, I mean, if they're if they're altering them to try to get an advantage, hoping that they're not going to get caught. I mean, Austin Dillon was 21st in the points, I think, and he was actually running decently for Martinsville at one point. So, maybe it was something that they thought that they could do and not get caught, and then they got caught.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is every week we're sitting here talking about penalties rather than what's going on track, and I get we're coming off that Martinsville race, and NASCAR-wise, I'd rather talk about NASCAR Wings than that Martinsville race, but sure as hell don't keep talking about penalties.
If you want, I have another point for the NASCAR Wings.
He's literally texting it to me.
What is
he is texting it to me about how bad it is.
You're ruining my eating experience already.
So the only other thing that I wanted to point out, so they've got their map with their like pinpoints of locations, and they're not accurate at all. Like they're just random points on the map.
That's what I would do if I was
like
ghost locations anyway.
So there's one like it says, they have their location West Des Moines or whatever, and the pin is on the border between Iowa. It looks like it's probably Omaha. There's nothing in Des Moines, and then it looks like there's one in Davenport. There's a pin in Davenport, but there's not one anywhere near there.
We'll be able to tell you in 10 minutes.
So, anywho, I just, from a marketing standpoint, it's really bad.
Caleb, I bet you they expected no one to look at the map pinpoints.
Well, the marketing guy has it figured out.
You're the only guy with the gripe.
The guy that's taking this way too seriously.
It's just from a marketing standpoint, you're going to put pins in places that don't exist, and then you're going to advertise products that you don't have. Like, I just
don't have
whatever.
Yet. And don't exist yet.
It doesn't say.
Keep in mind, I've never heard of this place. I've never heard of this place since yesterday, so it must be new.
He's got to be the first NASCAR Wings critic of all time.
Darn right, and I am a harsh one. Hey, puppy, come here. Anywho.
Should have gotten Gordon Ramsay on this week.
I am Gordon Ramsay. God, wouldn't that be great? Here's the podcast with Connor, Josh, Caleb, Larry McReynolds, and Gordon Ramsay.
I don't think we could handle you and Gordon on a bitch fest.
No, me and Gordon would get along very well.
That'd be the one episode I wouldn't be throwing a rant out on purpose.
You just sit back, kick your feet up, and let the chaos begin.
So we also had 3 loose lug nut penalties in Xfinity, which was interesting.
Did we? If it's not points, it's like
It surprised me because it was just a lot.
It's
Let
always
me
like
pull it up.
surprising. You're like, oh, that team's there, yeah.
Yeah, Bumgarner, Mendering, and oh god, that's a Skiers. Yeah, they all had lug nut things, and then of course, the '78 team suspended for their rear tire changer and their jack man after losing that tire.
Hate that for Live Fast Motorsports. Those guys are good people. They had a funny promo video before the Daytona 500 of BJ McLeod walking in slow motion, and
It was pretty great.
there's just not a cooler looking person on the planet.
Especially because like him and Mike Harmon are like two people that get like pictures with them as sunglasses on all the time. It just makes him look even cooler.
I hate Mike Harmon because his CPU on NASCAR Heat 5 always tries to take me out.
I feel like that's a you problem.
It might be. That's why I hate Mike Skinner and Sterling Martin too.
Who was it that I always got in
Take
it with?
Marlin.
I don't remember who it was, but I always, every time I got near them.
You're asking who it was? I don't know.
I think I always got in it with Justin Allgaier.
It was most of the field.
It was like 10 cars.
A couple of NASCAR video game updates. I ticked myself off watching 2 YouTube videos on this earlier today and learned absolutely nothing beyond what was written in the picture of the press release I had already read. That, like, waste of 20 minutes. Absolute waste. But anyways, the CEO of Monster Games is stepping down, and they're rehiring a guy that left Monster Games previously to step in replacement.
That's always great. That's always a good sign of stability.
I don't want to say anything bad about the company, because if they wanted to send me a free game to review, I'd do it. But they seem, after playing NASCAR 21 Ignition for 25 minutes, it seems as though they misled people a little bit. What they said today also was that the NASCAR game is still going to happen in 2023, and the IndyCar game is going to happen in 2024. And I don't know how we ended up in this situation where we don't trust the video game company contracted with making the game to make the game. But we're here now, and it sucks. And that's the update. That's it. I hope that was comprehensive enough for everyone. I'm kind of pissed off because my wings haven't gotten here yet, but that's not DoorDash's fault.
Oh man, can we just do a whole episode on this?
We're gonna have
it practically is.
The more I dig into it, the funnier it's getting.
It's not like a mystery. They're doing like a ghost store. Like, pardon my.
Yeah. So also, like here, I'm gonna just do this, but yeah, no, the whole NASCAR video game thing is very unfortunate because I mean that's something I would buy every single year basically, and I mean I didn't buy the last one because it was so trash, and you like hiring people that have already left. There's a reason that they left, and then like I don't think anything's changed to the point
maybe they were the only smart person in the building.
Well, you're clearly not that smart to return to the disaster that exists. So
probably got paid a lot of money, Caleb.
Okay, that doesn't make it a good thing to do. Like we'll see. Maybe he's the magical fix to everything.
Whether we like it or not, they have the contract. You can hope the game sucks. I hope it rocks. I hope they surprise all of us. And
I hope so too, because I would love to have a good NASCAR game for the first time in a decade.
Why are you sharing videos now? What is? Oh, this is a screen. Caleb just looked up NASCAR refuel, and just looking at all of them it says all of them are permanently closed, which I would assume those are things that haven't opened yet with this being a new thing.
No, this one has 33 reviews, and it has an average of 1.8 stars, which is not great. And you go to look at the reviews. The pictures are explanatory. This is how I received these items. They literally gave me half a scoop of mac and cheese, and then the hot dog just does not. None of it looks appetizing. I wish you luck. I
Keep
wish.
talking. My wings are here.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, we're gonna find out right now.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for this entire episode.
Hot dog was burnt. The bun tastes old. Also got the mac and cheese and bacon burger, and the only thing they gave us was a burnt patty.
There's other stuff. There is.
Yeah, they're all permanently closed. It's a very interesting deal that they go on, but with 33 reviews, like they've clearly been open for a little bit, and I don't
So
know.
now you can't diss them about them posting products that they don't have because they have them or had them.
Then why isn't it on their menu? I don't like.
They've had to downsize.
NASCAR Wings.
Maybe they have a marketing person like your old job. Hasn't figured it out yet.
It's something. It's very interesting. But Josh, what do you want to talk about?
I'm currently switching between 3 games during this.
We're here to talk
Oh,
about.
what a bag!
You already suck. Look at this shit.
Look at the bag.
That's dope.
Connor, we also found out that they did indeed at one point sell dogs and burgers.
I can always hear you guys when you're
Okay.
When I'm off the screen, I can still hear everything you say, as can the podcast listeners.
I didn't know how
No, it's okay.
far away,
It's fine.
I didn't know how far away you went.
Also, dude, this box is huge.
The box is sick.
There's 2 boxes. I don't know what. Oh, one's the fries.
I need a fries rate. I love a good fries rating.
I don't like to have people trust my fry ratings because I think Burger King wings are the best.
Burger King wings?
Oh, I meant fries. I don't know.
I was gonna say
Eating wings.
I don't hate Burger King. I don't hate. You can't trust Caleb's fry rating because this dude's the dude that just like dogs Wingstop fries, even though they're like the greatest fries ever.
Yeah, I love putting a chunk of soggy potato in my mouth. It's just fantastic.
Caleb, the wing box is a little soggy.
Let me see what the wing box looks like.
See if I can show it to the camera good.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All
right, well, good luck.
We'll set it up. Hold on. Yeah, I suppose you guys are kind of waiting on me, right?
We gotta know what happens here.
Well, the fries.
know-
It looks
we-
like the fries have some Parmesan on them.
Actually,
Yeah, solid fries. Oh, kick-ass fries, Caleb. You're in trouble.
I can get behind this.
It's already really good. I was also not made to eat on camera.
Well, your reviews are already better than their average, so.
That says a lot about me, I think.
Let me remind you, that one that they actually had 33 reviews, their average was 1.8. That was the average.
Going in for the wing here.
Survey says.
No, that's a solid wing.
That's a solid wing. You love to
Solid
hear
wing,
it.
man. Like, at worst, a 7 out of 10. It's still hot. It's not burning my mouth. The honey garlic complements each other beautifully.
Well, there you go.
Let's go. NASCAR Wings rise.
Now I can't eat this for a bit. We got a podcast.
Doesn't help you have a really good mic too.
I'm not gonna do that the rest of the show. I promise. Yeah, I really just wanted to try it, so I'm glad I did. Pleasant review.
Was it actually Parmesan on the fries then?
I think so. It's a white powder. Let me hold on. No, it's not that one.
Spencer
I think it's
Spencer
Parmesan.
Gallagher's making the French fries.
You all have been unhinged lately.
It's fine. Jeez.
You invite us on here to include us in this now, and we're gonna get you canceled.
It's all good. I do wish DoorDash wouldn't have them text me the picture of my front door. It's always creepy.
I agree. I
It's
hate
like
when they send me
unknown number
pictures.
just texted me a picture of my front door, and my DoorDash happens to be outside, but I'm not sure it's that guy. No, but yeah, officially out of 10. Out of 10, I'm going Parker Kligerman, 7.5.
I can respect it. I love a good positive rating.
Suck on your 1.8 star reviews and trying to talk me out of liking these. I might order these the next 3 days.
You guys come at it like I'm supposed to defend the 33 reviews. I'm just stating the facts.
You were the first review.
Yes.
You gave the first review without trying it.
And no, I'm just saying their marketing is very sucky.
I'm promoting the podcast. 1 sec. Oh man, yeah. No, these are really good though.
That was worth the wait.
Yeah, right.
Worth the build up.
Well, I gave the detailed parts already. I'm 99% sure this is Parmesan on the fries.
Very unique, but also like that's good stuff.
All right, where were we?
So I don't eat more. My dad did text me about the Austin Dillon penalty. He said he just said one sentence with a period after it and said, "Seems like they're after all the Chevy teams."
Well,
some food for thought. Can we say?
Yeah, I mean there was notes that Chevy was going to be quite a bit faster this year too. So,
who knows what else they're bending?
It is very interesting for sure.
No, but I mean, what I wanted to say about that was like, to the common fan that doesn't really know all this stuff, like how many penalties that they give out. Like, if we're talking about that every week, that sucks.
Yeah, I would agree. But also at the same time.
Before, also, I want to make sure we make note that they did remove the points penalty from colleague racing at the request of NASCAR. So NASCAR went to the appeals panel. The dirty, yucky, random, weirdo, takes forever, long nerd appeals panel. Put that on a t-shirt, huh?
Oh boy.
NASCAR went to them and said, we're not penalizing them on the points.
Which is very interesting.
That's very cool. That's awesome for NASCAR. You know what this is a result of, though? This whole process? More people heard about the points penalty when it happened than we'll hear about this. There will be people that don't know that this even happened.
I just find it interesting that, like, with Hendrick, NASCAR said, oh, we're upset that you guys got rid of the points. But then with colleague, they're saying, hey, please give them their points back. That is kind of confusing, but yeah, I mean, good for them.
So they wanted it to be, because it was like similar functionality, so they wanted it to be an even like points penalty for both teams. That's the whole reason why they were like, hey, like, can you please like give the points back to Collie? Because since the appeal panel gave the points back for Hendrick, they felt it should be right that Collie should also get the points penalty back with equal penalty to what Hendrick is.
Which makes sense.
That was more of NASCAR defending Collie more than than anything, or making it right in a wrongdoing.
Right.
Do you guys think that? I guess would you like to see less penalties if it means? I mean, the trade-off of less penalties is more people can get away with stuff. Would you guys like to see that, or are you still holding steady on like just ride through this and we'll see?
I mean, I'm still in the boat of like, if you're NASCAR, your job is to make fair racing.
I agree.
So like, if and I'm just gonna say Hendrick because they've been the people so far this year, but like if Hendrick is just gonna go out and say, oh, we know we can get away with this, you're doing your fans a disservice. So while it sucks to have the penalties, you can't have these guys running around thinking that the rule book doesn't matter and they can do whatever they want. Because as a fan, I want to know that the guy who is out there winning is like within the rules, so to speak. I mean, I remember being at a little event that Connor's never heard of,
Oktoberfest
races for the Oktoberfest 200, and I watched them DQ first place after the race in tech. They DQ'd first place, then went over to second place. They DQ'd second place, then they went over to third place. They DQ'd third place, and they gave it to the fourth place guy. And while it sucked,
is that the race that's like famous for DQing people?
No, that's not that one. But
okay,
the same tech guy was there, so it was the same. It was the same dude. But isn't like my whole thing? And I actually talked to the promoter, and I said it sucked because for me doing my coverage, I had to stay here an extra 2 hours as they tore them down and sat and did it. But I said, you know what? At the end of the day, I got in my car and I knew that the guy who was going to be getting the trophy did it legally. It sucks that he wasn't able to cross the line first, but I know that he played within the rules while the other guys didn't.
Yeah, that's fair. My counter is, and I say this about refs and sticking balls, but you guys ever heard of Wes McCauley? Hockey ref?
It does ring a bell.
Yeah, isn't that the guy that always likes to play shit up?
Yep.
When
you know a ref's name, it's bad. When you know an official's name.
Oh yeah, Wes McCauley. Yeah, he was on my TV like 10 minutes ago.
When you know a tech shed guy and you know his name, motorsport wide.
Okay, but here's the thing.
No, but like making the fact that people making these household names, it's never a good thing because when you're on the wrong side of a Wes McCauley crew, it is the worst damn product you've ever seen in your damn life.
I love him, though. You will
get to the third period and you will be rooting for people to tear their ACLs, and it's none of the people on the other team.
Oh, boy.
Well, my friend is a Leafs fan. They're like 0-8 in the last 8 Wes McCauley games they've had.
That's like Scott Foster with Chris Paul.
Yeah, those refs should never be reffing those guys. Same with that UConn ref and that stuff. That should never happen.
There's
stories of guys.
Who's the one umpire? Isn't it West?
There's multiple umpires that are.
Yeah, but particularly one.
I mean, I think there's a point where yes, it can be too much, but at the same time, follow the rules, and you don't have to. If everybody followed the rules, then they don't have to be that way.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be a competitive sport, Caleb. It'd be Formula One.
That's not true.
In my mind, if it's in the rule book,
I feel like it's trying to find ways to get ahead of other teams in the spirit of competition. That is what these guys do. They're competitive. No one is following the rules to a T.
No, and I agree with that. And the only thing, I mean, there's ways to do it legally, but that's the thing is like there is going to be cheating. It will go unnoticed at some points, but like if you're doing it obvious enough to get caught, then you're not. What? So what? Are they just supposed to get rid of the rule book then?
I
Yeah,
didn't
in
say
my
that,
mind, if it's
but
written in the rule book, like you should follow it. Like, and
okay,
you should be penalized if you break said rule book.
right, and objectively, yes. You have people out there complain. Do you hear Chase Elliott's back? Did you know he's
Did you
back? He's
see?
back this weekend.
Yeah. Did
He's
you have
been
you
gone for like 3 days. It's sick.
have you
Gonna see
seen
him
the
again on
Talladega?
Sunday.
You've seen the Talladega tweets, I'm guessing.
Right. I'm gonna kind of transition into that, but to that point, people complain that Chase is getting all the spotlight. Okay, well, if you're giving part of the spotlight to a guy in the tech shed, or you're giving part of your spotlight to Wes McCauley, that's not good for the product of the game. Their job is to
Well,
not be the story.
then their players should follow the rules.
So one, you're giving them an ego. That's the first thing you're doing. You're giving them an ego. You're giving them a reason for them to act arrogant and be above everybody else because of the position they're in, which is not what they're supposed to do in said position.
Okay, let me rival you this, okay? So let's say
You've done enough
that
with this podcast.
let's say this
And I
though.
won the last argument, so I can't wait.
Austin Dillon is a 21st place car, okay?
Is that what he
That's
finished this weekend?
that's where he was in the points before this penalty. So he's a 21st place car. Let's say that the top 20 gets extra points fund at the end of the day. Austin Dillon through this so far this year is outside of the top 20 in points. So they say, you know what? Let's cheat. Let's give ourselves an advantage and go out and do better in some races. So he cheats, he gets an advantage, he goes out and the next several races gets up to 15th, 16th, 17th in the points because he's cheating. They go on, finish in the top 20 in the points. They get that extra points money from a team that, could actually use it. And it builds of this guy who's not following the rules and is gaining an advantage from it is now reaping the benefits and hurting a team that's trying to play by the rules. So like if you're not doing your due diligence of saying, okay, Austin Dillon, you guys broke this rule, you have to be punished.
That's fair. And I think we're agreeing on two different things.
I see where you're coming from.
Right.
Maybe some of those guys don't want to be part of the show, but at the same time, if they're not, they're doing everybody else, they're doing all the other teams, all the other drivers, all the fans a disservice.
Who doesn't want to be part of the show? The tech
What's
guys.
that?
Who doesn't want to be part of the show? The tech guys.
Well, yeah, you're saying that they shouldn't be part of the show, but the problem is if they step back and say nothing, then
in NASCAR they're not. At least not yet. We're on pace
right.
that we're going to learn one of their names at some point. And I hope not. I hope it's not through NASCAR. I hope it's one guy mentions one name for one day and then we drop it. Like that's how it should be. Tech Shed Mike over at whatever race that is. That's stupid. It's dumb.
And here's the difference too. So like there's different ways.
I'm not hating on Matt Weaver on him giving him a platform. That's a story that should be and told about. I'm not trying to I will never be a guy that's like this guy should never have a platform because of this. I would give them less attention, like zero attention, but
so here's what I'll tell you too. There's two
multiple facets of what this is.
Right? So and I'm gonna go down another one too. So like Ricky Brooks, which is the tech guy you're referring to.
A tech shed Mike.
Sure, whatever you want to call him. He's going to, when those cars get to his office.
He's trying like hell to find some shit wrong with them so that Tech Shed Mike can live on in infamy.
Okay, but when they get to his office.
Competitive spirit.
He's checking
doing it from the other side.
there's a difference between that, because there's a difference in saying, okay, this guy performed to be here. I'm going to check to make sure that he's legal. And then you've got things. So we went to a specific asphalt track in Wisconsin when I was with the late model team. And we rolled through tech just for a weekly show. Okay. Just a weekly show. And as we were pushing the car through tech, the crew chief left the air tire pressure gauge on top of the car. And as soon as we got in the tech garage, the tech guy snatched it and refused to give it back because we had equipment on the car, and that was just a huge violation. And they didn't want to give back the $300 tire pressure gauge because
I'd have a heyday with that, dude.
Oh my God.
That sounds like a nerdy kid in a fraternity.
It was like, are you kidding me that you're literally like, it is a weekly show. Like,
and also the other thing to that is like, you guys can walk around, not you guys, but you walk around and say like, rules are rules, don't break them. That's a rule, and it's written down somewhere that if there's a tire gauge there, you have to confiscate it and not give it back. So if you have $100 cash on the car, is it ethically cool to just take someone's money?
Yeah. And that's where there's a difference in my mind too, of like, that guy had an ego. That guy was like, that guy's trying to be like that. Whereas like Ricky Brooks is saying,
he's Tech Shed Mike without the name.
Yeah, for real, because I couldn't tell you his name. But we're like with Ricky Brooks, his thing is saying, okay, you won this race. I'm going to make sure you deserved to win this race. I'm going to make sure that you perform to win this race in a way that's within the rules. And I think if you lose that in NASCAR, because I'm very much like, teams are going to cheat. Teams should try to cheat. I cheated when I raced. Like, everybody does it.
Josh, we got him. The whole podcast was an elaborate scheme to get Caleb to admit this. That's a $1,000 fine. Textured Randy's going to be talking to you on Monday.
He's paying attention to everything but this. So,
you guys were going in on each other. So I was like, I'm just going to let this happen.
We're not even arguing. Like, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not going in on it, like, not like arguing, but you guys were in depth on this, like, storytelling. There's nothing for me to partake in this.
This is a long issue in my war against referees that Jordan has joined me in champion.
Okay, but I forget his name, but the hockey official,
Wes McCauley.
He's my favorite. I love watching highlights from him.
Shut up. Don't do that.
Me and Josh have talked about it before.
Don't do that. I'll call you and just re-announce the penalties in a funny voice every time they happen on the TV. Just call me and let me know what the penalty was.
Beautiful. I'm entertained.
And I'll say 2 minutes for fighting.
Fighting!
See, if we did that 5 more times repetitively, it would look kind of stupid, don't you think?
He does.
Don't ever end up on Wes McCauley TikTok. I had to delete my account. I had to
I am on Wes McCauley TikTok.
It's fantastic.
I am happily on Wes McCauley TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm on like refs in the 90s TikTok too.
The Stars had one bad game with Wes McCauley as the ref, and I haven't forgiven him since.
Of course you haven't.
At one point, I thought it was good for the league to like have something fun and unique, but it doesn't generate any new fans. It doesn't do anything but say, "Look at this kooky little dude." Ha 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 ha.
It has generated me. I am more interested in the NHL.
You did not watch the NHL because you saw Wes McCauley highlight tape. That is absolute BS. Get out of here. No.
He doesn't watch the NHL in general.
Unless you're trying to find him on Tinder, then I would accept that answer. Everything else is off the table, Caleb.
No, it has made me watch more of the NHL.
Objectively, that more has got to be 15 seconds or something.
Probably, but it's still more.
Oh man, you're missing out. It's the best playoffs in sports. Absolute best.
It's hard. Okay, so I went back and was watching highlights of a game like that I went to, and it doesn't interest me. Like, I have this thing where, like, okay, for years I played soccer. I played soccer through middle school and high school. I coach soccer. I ref soccer. Love everything to do with that. Like, it was such a huge passion of mine for such a long time. Never once have I watched a professional soccer game on
Well,
TV.
but okay, so my counter to it is hockey games are intense in person, yes?
Yes.
The level of intensity in the playoffs picks up so much so that you can see it through the television, and whereas you can't see that in any other hockey game you watch, any other.
Yeah, it's just even here's the deal. If I miss a NASCAR, like I watch NASCAR every single weekend. If I watch a race
You
and
want a cookie?
obviously, shut up.
NASCAR Wings can deliver you one.
Yeah, but so like
I wouldn't have done that if we didn't do the NASCAR Wing review. I hate the. Go ahead. You go ahead.
derailed. But
We
no,
gotta talk
so
ratings after this, but go.
like I refuse to miss a NASCAR race. But if I do miss a NASCAR race and then, I see, oh yeah, Kyle Busch won, I won't go back and watch the race. Like I don't care. Like I don't care what happened. Like I'll watch some highlights and stuff like that if anything major happened, but like I just can't. I don't know. I struggle to do that. So, but
The result of the race was ruined because you know who wins. And that's
right.
what you're wanting to see is who the winner is. You don't want
But
to
it's
see
like
the race for 12th between two random teams that I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
My boss
Ferrari and Williams.
My boss literally records Timberwolves games and watches them like the day or two after they've happened, and I don't know how he does it.
Ask him
I
if
just
he's
don't.
ever seen a Timberwolves fan clamor to wear Lakers colors.
Oh, we let him
I'm
hear about
asking
it.
for the Minnesota Wild fans that might be listening tonight.
Damn, you're going at the Wild by comparing them to the Lakers T-Wolves.
Yep. North Stars are our logo, our jerseys, our uniforms, our history. You already got our player in your damn front office, so you should have all you need. Second greatest Dallas Star of all time. Jason.
What's next? What are we talking about next?
All right, so the Chase Elliott thing. I believe her name is Cindy Yen. I hope I got that right. If I mispronounce that, it's my ADHD.
You're really bad at names.
I'm not, dude. I'm so bad with names and faces. Like as a journalist, you'd think I'd get better, and it's really tough. Gordy Gundaker's girlfriend asked me to take a picture of them at Knoxville last year, and I didn't realize it was Gordy Gundaker until I gave the picture or gave the phone back to his girlfriend.
You lost me.
You guys don't know who Gordy Gundaker is. Okay. These people, they're dirt rookies, guys. Like, we got to teach them some stuff.
But that's another thing, too, is like, I don't put it in that, like, I don't like dirt racing or what. Like,
no, it's hard to watch and get into. If you don't have a Flow Racing or Dirt Vision account, it is very hard to get into.
I have Flow Racing. That's the thing. But here's the thing.
It?
Listen.
Oh, no,
listen.
I'm just now. Caleb, you suck.
Now he's mad.
God, don't.
Listen.
Oh.
Let me explain. And that's part of my thing. So, like, I struggle to have enough time to watch it. Like, that's part of the deal. But, like, I go to dirt races. Like, I've been in Knoxville.
I'm just going to send you the schedule, the master schedule I have on my Word document, and you'll know which races are important.
I will try. But like I said, I have just so much going on right now that, like, it's hard to do that.
You've been harboring on the geographical coordinates listed on NASCAR Refuels.
No, I can't watch and comprehend a race while doing a podcast, but I can look at pinpoints.
It's fair. It's fine. I understand. We're busy. It's good.
It's one of those things where, like, I don't have time to, like, when they're happening, it's really hard to, like, find a one that, I should sit down and watch and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, that same thing applies where, like, I'm not going to go back and watch one. But, like, I've watched some dirt late model stuff. I go to dirt tracks. Like, it's not that I just don't know the drivers so much. But, like, I'll go to my local dirt tracks a couple times throughout the year when, I get time. And, like I said, been in Knoxville.
You're going to be at Davenport in May?
What's that?
You're going to be at Davenport in May?
I listen, I gotta sit down and put everything on my schedule because like my next several months are like super busy. So
I'm gonna need your address because I'm gonna look up races and distance from your house and then use that.
No, I think
we can figure that out. We've been to a few here and there.
You can have Josh's address.
That's
I
fine.
have a dirt track like 8 minutes from my house.
What is it?
Yeah, so that's
It's
he's got
What?
Dubuque.
Oh,
I
Dubuque?
go to Dubuque at least once a year.
It's the Sam
Actually,
Donnie Shots 300th win. I was there.
fun fact, let's everybody take a damn time out because do we want to talk about where my only career win is? It's on a dirt track. So
At Dubuque.
Calm down, Todd Gilliland. Jeez.
like I just wanted to say, like, I'm not so unfamiliar
That's
with
not what we were doing. You just said like, well, I do have flow racing. That's not why I can't.
yeah,
It's just the
I
way you
have it.
present. No, we got to get to ratings. We have got to be boring people, and
People just love listening to us ramble.
someone's gonna clip that. That'll be funny.
I think it just comes off that I like know nothing about dirt racing and I don't want it to seem like that.
No, it's
but
fine, and we'll talk a little dirt at the end here. But ratings wise, so Cindy Yen does a thread on the ratings every week. Jeff Gluck usually retweets it. If you know who I'm talking about, she does a good job. So, from her math, which seemed a little confusing, and I'm not discrediting her math. She says it is evident, at least from sample sizes and smaller sample sizes, but comparative samples, that Chase Elliott Racing did provide a spark into the ratings. Now that can go a couple of different ways. The ratings were up for the first time all year on a year-on-year or year-to-year, I guess, basis. I got to do a better job of bookmarking tweets because I did really bad on this one. So she concluded kind of that because they're up from last year, and last year's race was on a Saturday night, so they were gonna be up no matter what. But she went back and compared other Saturday races to Saturday races, both on FS1, other Sunday races to Sunday races, both on FS1 from the same weekend and stuff like that. And she concluded that it did have a bump in the ratings. This guy, his name is Sam. It's just at the other ship. He says, but ratings are relatively flat week to week. Looking at the last race on FS1, which was 2 weeks ago at Richmond, that got a 1.30 rating, 2.3 million viewers. Martinsville on Sunday got a 1.26 rating, that's down 0.04, and a 2.218 million viewers, that's down 0.08 millionth viewers. 0.08 million viewers? It's 80,000? I don't know. I think I did that right. But like
There was something like that, yeah.
that stuff to me, like that kind of shows to me like it didn't really pack a punch as much as like, yeah, market him. Like I've watched the Cubs just go Chris Bryant, World Series. And then they just went World Series. And that's the only. I do love me some Steph Curry too. I love all these guys except Wes McCauley.
they should really invest in getting him some teammates though.
We're really gonna do this. We're really gonna do this.
I'm going after everything tonight. It's a great night.
What's the teammate thing? What's that a reference to?
I am a believer that
he watched the finals with me, and the whole thing was about Steph because Steph was doing really good.
He's the best NBA player of all time.
I wouldn't say all time, but
the best basketball player of all time.
Oh, here we go.
George Niang,
but then the whole time they were highlighting Steph because it was going to get the finals MVP. And then the whole time Caleb's like, oh, did the Warriors have anyone else?
Is that when Klay Thompson and Draymond Green were both on the team?
No, this is last year.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, because we watched the finals.
It was just like watching a NASCAR race and like only thinking that Chase Elliott's in the field because that's the only thing that they talk about.
They talk about other stuff.
Yeah, but he just has this narrative now that's
Dylan
like
Kwasniewski, but he made it to the Cup race. He made it to the Cup Series.
Yeah, he just has this long narrative now, and it's just so.
And it's, Christopher Bell was getting this at the end of last year, but we're so quick to forget that because he's not Chase Elliott.
I know, it's really anybody that's not Chase Elliott, it's really just unfortunate that they're not Chase Elliott.
And I mean, go market your stars. They're doing fine. I don't know if the whole thing has to be about Chase. I do think it's comedically funny that he's back for the second straight week.
I was literally scrolling on Twitter and I get a tweet from NASCAR. Chase Elliott is back at Talladega, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
I thought he was back last week. Thank God I didn't miss it.
no, he wasn't. He was back at Martinsville, but now he's back at Talladega.
I think we should just market that every race.
I think that's
always-
probably
As if he
always
missed
back.
any of those
Except for
tracks.
Chicago, you're just here. No, but I think it'll be interesting. You know, it's good to get ratings up, but you're up from a Saturday. They're not really up. There's not really a reasoning to why they're down. I promise you guys the streaming numbers are not why they're down. I want to talk about that a little bit. IndyCar had their race. They had 1.026 million viewers. They also had 50,000 on streaming. Now, putting that all together is like less than it's 0.48% was the number I got, but I didn't combine both numbers as separate entities. It is a very minuscule amount of fans that are watching these races on streaming, and IndyCar has the easiest, most affordable, cheapest TV deal streaming-wise in motorsports. All worldwide, every motorsport, IndyCar is the cheapest one. So if IndyCar is not netting more than 4% of its viewers to go to streaming, the streaming audience is not taking away from the TV audience that much. I just don't see any numbers to believe that. So is NASCAR just now another sport that's succumbed to the TV ratings are getting worse because more people are A, going outside, B, streaming the race, C, finding other ways to watch the race? I don't know. That's the only logical explanation to me. And Chase Elliott not being in a race for 5 weeks does not. You're not going to get me to cave to say that was the reason the ratings have been down all year.
I think. Do you want my my opinion?
Yeah, it is a podcast, so I would love to hear your opinion.
I think the reason that the ratings have struggled. I think the reason that the ratings have struggled so far, like this year, is because across the country they've been rolling out these NASCAR Wings places, and so people have just been flocking to go eat at them, and I think that's what's taking up time. Y'all didn't see that one coming. No, I agree though. I think
I have no words for that. My brain was sitting here just blurred.
I'm frying on it now. Thank
God
there's a hockey game on in an hour, and I can forget about all of this.
I'm surprised you haven't cracked one open yet.
I got some tea here. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say he literally
I got it
on his Twitter.
Yeah,
he also posted it on his Twitter.
Yeah, we got some tea. Don't worry. It's BYOT. Yeah, I went to when we were in Greensboro last year. I went to my own tea time that was hosted in the lobby.
Wait, you lost me on that. Wait.
I just walked into the hotel lobby with a case of Busch Light. I said, I got my own tea. It's all good. We're just chilling. And I talked to a couple of the people working there. They loved me. One of them looked weirded out, but this dude came over. It's like African-American dude, like 25 years old or something. And he goes, man, mad respect. You guys are sick.
Oh, jeez.
One of the more unique hotel experiences I guess I've had.
Well, that's for a different podcast.
Jeez. Caleb insinuates too much. Let's move into some dirt stuff. A little bit of them. It is Talladega week. The Alabama Gang 100 is what they're calling the weekend for the World of Outlaws late models. I believe they raced Thursday at Shelby County, I want to say. Hold on. That's Seymour shootout on Thursday, and then they go into the weekend for a doubleheader at Talladega. That's really cool. I've been wanting them to do that, especially with the sprint cars for a couple of years. You know, if you have a dirt track near the Cup Series, go race there, World of Outlaws. You know, go chase those fans and show them what they're missing and show them how talented that series is. They put on a great show, just with production value and the banner guys there. Jake and the other guys that do it. I know Jake a lot better than the other ones, but there's a few guys on their staff that are just tasked with putting up and taking down banners every weekend. That's part of their job description, and they're freaking everywhere. You know when the World of Outlaws are in town. There's a big debate online too about people stealing banners. Usually only happens in Pennsylvania. I'm just kidding. It's a different joke. Caleb's not even pretending to laugh. This guy, dude.
I was literally
They're making
smirking.
enemies this weekend.
I was literally smirking. I love how
Caleb just texted me and said, "Yeah, get those Pennsylvania dudes."
Josh probably doesn't even know what we're talking about. I'm over here smirking, and I'm gonna get called out.
No, I'm screwing with Caleb. But they work really hard. I've been wanting them to do that stuff so that Outlaws late models are there Friday and Saturday. If you're in Talladega, go check them out. I'm really pissed because I would have been at Talladega had the World of Outlaws not been scheduled to race at Knoxville this weekend. And my dad and I used to go there every year. It's my favorite track on the Cup Series circuit, aside from if Iowa Speedway ever found its way there. Same with Knoxville. But that's going on this weekend. That's on Dirt Vision. Tons of other races, but I did want to talk about Flow Racing and their Castrol Flow Racing Night in America series opening the year on Tuesday. It's in progress right now. I think heat races just started, so we don't have too much from tonight to talk about yet. But Mike Marlar ended up winning after Hudson O'Neill took a flat right rear tire from going in the wall in the closing laps. He had a good drive to the front. It was pretty cool to see. I love races where they're kind of strung out and you got one guy constantly moving forward. And it's like, this guy has it figured out. You know he's talented. Other weird thing about that, 24 finishers in the A-Main. 2 cars were Rockets. Hudson O'Neill's in a Rocket chassis. There was one other off one. And then our guy Ricky Weiss came home with a top 10 in his own sniper chassis. I love seeing him do well with that. It's really cool that he's able to do so. The other 20 starters of the 24 A-Main starters were running Longhorn chassis. They have taken over late model racing, it seems. It seems like all the fast guys have moved to Longhorns. Steve Arpin, very invested in that company. I believe it might be his. I'm not sure if he's the sole owner, but I know he's very involved in everything they do. It's interesting to me. They have all the momentum. They have Kyle Larson. They have everybody. But yeah. Caleb, did you have anything on just dominant chassis? Have you kept up with late model chassis battles? Do you even know what they are?
Not on the dirt side. I mean, I know kind of what they are like on
It's just a huge thing because there's a ton of manufacturers out there. But Longhorn by far has the most.
Yeah.
Credits.
That's what it's like on the asphalt side too, where there's really like 2-3 major ones in the country that kind of end up dominating, and beyond that, everybody pretty much just sticks with the same people.
And then aside from that, and much to the dismay of the guy that tweeted me about calling Kyle Larson one of the greatest of all time, saying that his numbers in NASCAR don't even compare to Jimmy Johnson's, which is just an objectively hilarious thing to say, especially after watching what Johnson did in IndyCar. Objectively clown behavior.
You can't. There's no world where you can make a comparison. It's just.
No, I know. So Kyle Larson hopped into his 7th different vehicle on the grounds of Eldora Speedway. Hopping in a UMP modified for the first time. I don't seek out modified races to watch. We'll get to that in a second. So he's raced I think he's won in 2 of the USAC classes, a NASCAR truck race, World of Outlaws sprint car. Man, I'm screwing up the exact list here. A late model, so I got 5. Maybe a Silver Crown car too. There's another one, maybe a midget. I don't know which. He's raced in 7 classes now. He won in his first ever time driving a modified on Tuesday night. Waxed the field. 6th to 1st in 6 laps. Completely dominated. Now, I posted on Twitter, I said, it wasn't like the best field in the country, but he still beat 50 guys with ease. Now, someone said, I don't know, these 2 guys that finished in the top 5, they're top drivers in the country. Well, there's a debate between modified fans on if the UMP circuit and that rule package for modifieds is better, or if the USMTS series, which only runs on raceanddirt.tv, the only series Race and Dirt has that we're even close to watching, which I think is a net negative for modified racing, but I'm not a modified guy. There's a debate on which field of those guys are better and who would succeed where. And so that's why I was apprehensive to call it the best field in the country. The race also paid $1,000 to win. That's pretty low. So we can be impressed that he went and won with ease. Fine and dandy. I expected him to do really well. I just don't know whether racing really well in a modified does a lot for me stock-wise in terms of what their product is. I watched Nick Hoffman run through the class last few years, and he's in a late model now running well.
It
Wasn't it an Allgaier dirt car too?
Yeah, it was Justin Allgaier's car.
So how did that come about?
Well, they both like dirt racing, and I'm guessing he had the car and said, "You want to run it?" And they ran it.
It just
Okay.
it was announced
It's
so last minute though.
It's $1,000 to win race. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's clamoring to go win the prize money.
Right.
And we also had street stocks, by the way. Talk about support classes. Qualifying lasted 3 hours. From the start of the event to the end of qualifying, or 2.5 or something. I watched a street stock guy in hot laps spin twice in the same hot lap session.
It happens. Leave him alone.
I didn't say his name. Oh, gee, the echo is getting me, man.
I don't understand.
You're good.
I don't know what it would be because I haven't touched anything.
I was just confused. You don't need, especially on a Tuesday night, you don't need 2 support classes.
Yeah, if it's a Wednesday night.
Oh, that changes everything. That's church night.
Have at it.
It's church night for me when I was a kid, and I was back home watching college basketball. So, no, that's I was just saying with modified racing, I don't know how much of it is. I don't know if we're going to see an established star come out of modified racing ever, because they end up going to late models, and that's where they make their name. That was the overwhelming point, and I think I hope I got you guys there. I hope I showed my work on the way. But, Josh, what were you going to say? You unmuted yourself for a second, then I kept talking. You got discouraged.
No, because I was talking about how the whole Allgaier thing came about. I was gonna make gonna make another comment, but I do not.
Guys will do that in dirt racing too, especially if they have a car. That's how Travis Pastrana ended up in a modified. Joey Logano's raced a modified before as well. So it happens. Guys, go try it out. It's cool. It's fun to see it. Pastrana went and he won the F main is what he called it, but he won a race in a modified. So anything like that is always cool to see. You guys have anything else? I know the dirt trucks are rocking tonight in Stewart, I believe. Sky looks a little cloudy from my place. I hope they're getting that showing and everything.
Yeah, it was supposed to. I don't know what it's supposed to be like over there. I mean, I know here it's supposed to rain.
It was a questionable forecast, which is why.
Yeah.
We were also supposed to have a guest today. Obviously, we did not have one. I don't want to say who that was or why or anything like that. So, it's all
Caleb, did you text our special guest?
Yeah, he never responded, so I guess that's cool. But hopefully he responds and we can get him on soon too.
just text McGriff the crime dog on Twitter. That guy has connections. The guy in the suit,
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it.
he's everywhere. They've been doing all they can. Say what you will about their marketing ploy, if it works or not, but he's working hard. He's damn near everywhere.
So hopefully we'll have some good stuff still coming up. I know it kind of sounds like a broken record, but
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We got Super Motocross this weekend going on as well. I guess it's just Supercross. The playoffs are only when they call it that, which different thing. Fun weekend ahead. We will have more guests in the future. They fall through sometimes. As much as I would like to be a show that always has a guest on every episode, it's just tough to do. We're going to keep trying to do it.
we'll get there.
We don't have someone that just sits at a desk all day and does booking for all the podcast shows. So once we're Barstool with only a racing focus, we'll do that after that.
It's a work in progress.
Josh, you look comfortable at your desk there.
Dude, I'm
Want to start
always
sending emails?
comfortable. I got my feet up here too. Like
How are,
I'm
how are the Canes doing?
2-1.
Talk some hockey real quick. They're up 2-1.
Yeah, they're up 2-1. Bruins are tied 0-0 at the end of the first.
Who scored
And
for the
for
Canes?
I don't remember.
Probably Aho.
Their first goal was someone that doesn't normally score.
I am getting a lot of texts on the NASCAR Wing things from the Twitter post.
Nice.
A lot of questions. I have, who made those? And I said, NASCAR. He said, no, but like, who actually made them? And I said, NASCAR made them. What the hell are you talking about?
Just
I've been going
respond
back and
back
forth
and
with my friend.
just respond back and be like the guy that makes the Bartonsville hot dogs.
Yeah, that guy.
But not to be confused with Tech Shed Mike.
That's right.
To follow up with your other team, the Lakers are down 15 at half.
That's every Lakers game. 2 years ago, I think I won like 10 different games just waiting for the Lakers to go down by double digits, and I just bet them to win.
That is actually a smart idea because I guarantee they roll back.
They don't try until the end of the game.
They'll roll back in the fourth.
It's the third game of the regular season. Like, not much on the line yet. So,
Oh yeah.
no, we got many games before the playoffs start.
There's a dude on the Islanders bench with a tablet.
Yeah, they all watch film on the tablets. They got a part.
That's so weird.
I'd get one for us here, but we sit here and trash on NASCAR Wings for 30 minutes of the podcast for the other guy to say they were really good. So
Yeah, way to go, Josh. God.
nice. Well played. All right, we will let you guys go. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your Wednesday. I hope your hockey team's doing good, unless you're a Minnesota fan or from Minnesota, or you appreciate the state of Minnesota. I also hope you stub your toe.
Okay, we didn't have to get into a personal attack on myself right before we end the podcast.
You from Minnesota?
Yeah.
The Wild suck.
Okay, I don't care.
I hope the Wild fans celebrated their lucky win.
You just
Monday
wish
night.
that I would stub my toe.
Yeah, I do.
I fell asleep watching that game, but as sad as that sounds, it just went on forever.
I was very hungover on Tuesday. It's massively is bad. Anyways, again, thank you guys. Most of you guys. Almost all of you guys. You know what I'm saying.
All but like one.
Yeah. The 1 Minnesota
You know
Wild.
who you are.
We will be back on Sunday, hopefully after Talladega. My favorite race of the year. Hope you tune in. Go watch Chase Elliott. He's going to win this weekend. Just letting you
He's
know.
back.
Letting you all know it's going to be him, Ricky Stenhouse, and Ryan Blaney on the podium. That's going to be the top three. Bubba Wallace is
Oh
going to
God, are we
finish fourth.
mentioning podium when it comes to NASCAR?
Podium just means top three. It's not an F1 deal. Stop doing this. This is...
It's an IndyCar deal too.
Yeah, that's where I got
And
it from.
motocross.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Everything but NASCAR.
They do it in dirt racing.
Everything but NASCAR.
You know what they don't do in dirt racing? Zoom in on the race
Backflips.
for 12th with 1 lap to go. That's what they don't do in dirt racing. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.